Alright, Rich Van Tassel back with you, finishing up the recap of Week 17 of the NFL season. Tennessee clinches a playoff spot with a 15-10 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars, who won the division. Tennessee finishes 9-7. Jacksonville drops to 10-6. Blake Bortles has had two really poor games, really reverting back to his old self. 15-34, 158 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Leonard Fournette, 19 carries, 69 yards, 3.6. I'm really worried about this Jaguars team, a team that I've said can get too big for their britches. I think they've had the past 2 weeks. I believe there's a championship caliber defense there. Blake Bortles has potential. He's a guy who can make plays, okay? He makes mistakes, but this isn't, the Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson situation. This is a guy who you can actually rely on to get the ball downfield, make tough throws. It's just a mistake thing. So certainly he's a guy who could do things with that championship-style defense. He could also come back to bite you. As for the Tennessee Titans, Marcus Mariota was only 12 of 21 for 134 yards in this game. He was their top rusher, 10 of 60. DeMarco Murray did not play, however, 28 of 51 for Derrick Henry, which is 1.8. That running attack, which I was high on with that offensive line, I felt could make this team dangerous. I picked them to go to the AFC Championship game. I have no faith in that, and Marcus Mariota is just not coming along well enough. Atlanta left nothing to chance. They clinched a playoff spot with a 22-10 victory over the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton was terrible in this game, 14 of 34, 180 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. He was the top rusher, 11 of 59, 5.4. For the Carolina Panthers, they throw in these bad games. This team can be good at times. They limited a pretty potent Atlanta but inconsistent Atlanta offense in this game. So, look, you got the bad game out of the way. Let's see what happens with Carolina moving forward. I still think this team has a lot of potential. You're going to have these bad games. Cam Newton will have these bad games every once in a while. Better to get it out of the way now than in the playoffs. Matt Ryan, on the other hand, 28 of 45, 317 yards, 1 touchdown. Julio Jones, 5 receptions, 80 yards. So that team is still not, they've really not found that connection to where it's been. It's been prolific in the past. They didn't run the ball too well. Let's see with the Atlanta Falcons. I really just don't know with this team. I've been too inconsistent on the offensive side of the ball. They've had flashes on the defense, getting pass rush, but I really don't know what to make of the Atlanta Falcons. Los Angeles Chargers were not able to make the playoffs. They finished 9-7 after the 0-4 start. So even though only one team, which was the Chargers in what it was 1994, start 0-4 to make the playoffs, a situation like this, the Pittsburgh Steelers were in it till the last week of the season a few years ago. I think that was like 2013. It should give teams, and stop with the narrative with teams that are 0-4 in the future and give them more life moving forward. Oakland drops to 6-10. They fired Jack Del Rio after this one. Talk that they'd be going after John Gruden in the future. Who knows? Derek Carr, 19 of 28, 243 yards. Marshawn Lynch finally decided to show up this year. 19 carries, 101 yards, 5.3. Amari Cooper had a big receiving day, 3 for 115, but did have an 87-yarder. Injuries, Derek Carr, Amari Cooper at times. Marshawn Lynch not being consistent and not developing until late in the year, I think really killed this team, which had potential at the beginning of the season, but it ended poorly for them. Tampa Bay, I thought they were going to win this game. I thought they were going to get one of those final 3. They did, 31-24 over the Saints. Saints still get the division at 11-5. Tampa Bay finishes 5-11. New Orleans played all their guys. Drew Brees proficient in this game, 22 of 30, 245 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. They ran the ball okay, 9 for 44, 4.9 for Kamara, 13 of 35, 2.7 for Mark Ingram. Passing, pretty sharp, but this was a wounded Tampa Bay defense, and they didn't take advantage in a game that they had to win. They played to win. They still won the division without it. So I kind of have that cause for concern. New Orleans now gets a home playoff game. Certainly, they would like to go on the road to a place like Minnesota in the second round instead of a place like Philadelphia. As of right now, if everything holds to form, though, I believe they would be heading to Philadelphia, assuming that both them and the Los Angeles Rams win the first week. Let's see how they are outdoors, but they get the home playoff game. But certainly a little cause for concern. Tampa Bay, they didn't quit all season long. You got to give them some credit for that. Jameis Winston played okay in this game. Did have the 3 turnovers. They've got to start to limit that. You had the Doug Martin situation all year. Got to figure out that running game. 17 of 71, Peyton Barber. Can he be the guy? 4.2. The defense had some injuries. I feel they got to improve that secondary as well. But I don't know. A team that went from 9-7 to 5-11, could they bounce back? We'll have to see. All right, tomorrow we'll give you the weekly NBA report on Monday, bringing that back as we hit the new year. We took it off this week, and then we'll give you some updates with the playoffs. Probably do some playoff videos, and then do the picks for the playoffs. Of course, come next weekend. But we got no Monday nights, no Thursday nights anymore. So another great regular season. Thank you all for that, and we're heading into the playoffs now. So we'll see you then. And remember, as always, that is, we appreciate all subscription. Have a good night and a good New Year's. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.